Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Westwood Living Podcast. Tom Leyden coming to you solo today. It is a muggy Friday in July, and I would not trade it for the world. I'm one of those people, I don't know if you're like me, who will take the heat over the cold 10 times out of 10. I'm just that kind of person. I just like it warmer. Don't like the cold, and yes, I've lived in the Northeast or Michigan my entire life, so I've been surrounded by cold, but someday, perhaps, we'll make a move to warmer climes. In the meantime, we make the best of our summer warm months and enjoy the nice heat as we have today. I wanted to chat with you specifically for a couple of minutes to give you an overview of this really cool project that I'm spearheading with the Westwood High School administration. It is the Westwood Living Lessons from Leaders series. And this is something that everybody can become a part of in some way, shape, or form. You know, as the publisher of Westwood Living, I deal with a lot of business owners, and obviously the oil that keeps the publication moving on a month-to-month basis is the financial support that I get from these sponsors, and these sponsors obviously receive an ad in the publication and all the extra bonuses that come with being a sponsor, including being part of the business network and coming to the quarterly events and doing podcasts, and we're sharing their stuff on social media all the time, and basically just serving as a liaison and curator of content and helping people marketing locally. It's been a lot of fun. But I understand that there are professionals in our town and surrounding towns who really wouldn't be considered advertisers. They don't have any motivation to advertise because what they do is not something that they're looking to necessarily promote for financial gain. But that does not mean, and if you qualify in this category, it does not mean that this isn't something that you could become a part of. Because what I am looking for in this Lessons from Leaders series is a wide range of professionals who can provide their expertise and share their experiences with Westwood High School students. At its core, that's what it comes down to. Now, it is my job to give you a number of benefits and provide for you a number of reasons why this is a good thing besides just giving back. So I'm using as my crutch here during this conversation with myself and you who's listening, lfleaders.com as my guide. Just go to that website, lfleaders.com, and you will get all the information you could possibly want to come on board and become a leader sponsor in the Lessons from Leaders series. So the concept is this. Over the course of 3 separate weeknights in October, I'll have about 30 to 40 different professionals in a room. Each of those professionals will have an area, a table, where students from Westwood High can approach them and ask them questions. And again, this is where strength in numbers will really be great because not everybody wants to do the same thing. There could be somebody who wants to be a dentist, somebody who wants to be an orthodontist, somebody who may have an interest in law. There might be somebody who wants to know how to run a restaurant. There might be somebody who wants to know about the insurance world or wants to learn how to be a plumber or another trades person. Those types of people should be investing in this because, frankly, more than some of these other professions, some of the blue-collar workers, you can tap into this high school population and really start cultivating and grooming future associates, future colleagues who could help you and help your business grow down the road. Meanwhile, in the process, you're giving back and you're being informative and informational and inspiring to this genre of kids who have a ton of questions. So they'll have the opportunity over the course of 3 different nights. And again, I'm not going to overwhelm these kids by bringing 100 people in on one night. They'll never get a chance to talk to everybody. I think over the course of 2.5 hours, you can probably have some meaningful conversation with 30 to 40 people. So that's the plan. In each of these evenings, we will have a keynote speaker. I'm thrilled that these 3 opportunities were scooped up. The 3 keynote speakers, in no particular order, I don't know exactly when everybody's going to be talking yet, but they are Arielle D'Angelo from Nightingale Wealth Solutions. She is the expert contributor financial advisor for Westwood Living, and her life story is amazing. And the whole concept here is these people will be sharing a message that's very specific for high school students. Dr. Peter Kevorkian from Westwood Family Chiropractic. He's my expert in chiropractic care. He's all over this, and he will be one of my keynote speakers, and he's going to talk about living a better, more healthy life and how, when you're a teenager, that can make such a huge difference. He's an inspirational guy. He's very smart. He's spoken at conferences across North America, and now he's going to get a chance to talk to Westwood High School kids directly, which is great. The third one is Mike DeSaro from Neroli. And he hopped on board right away because Mike's theme is very relatable. He said, you don't have to have it figured out, because I did not have it figured out when I was in high school. So the pressures associated with being a teenager, most notably in Westwood, you don't have to have your life mapped out yet. And he's going to give a great overview of how life follows different paths for different people. Those are the keynote speakers. So while they'll speak, 30 to 40 of you every night will be sitting around the room, and kids will have the opportunity to approach you and ask you questions and learn from your experiences. But when they leave that night, what are we going to do for them? I'm working with Carrie Aglugub of KMA Web Design on building a robust lfleaders.com website. And when that website officially launches under that domain, there will be a very in-depth online digital directory of all of our leaders. So when you come on board, there's going to be a page that will be specifically dedicated to you and your trade. And you're going to provide for us information about where you went to school, the classes that you took, the internships that you did, the books that you read, any advice that you might have for anybody who's considering pursuing a career in what you do. I invite people to do a video. This is your opportunity to put a camera, look at, talk to your phone for all I care, and we will post that video, and the people will get an opportunity to hear directly from you some very specific advice. And that online digital directory will live on lfleaders.com for the next 12 months. So kids, whether or not they're able to attend each and every one of these sessions over the course of 3 weeks, will have the opportunity to surf around that online digital directory. We are going to give 10% of every sponsorship back to the Westwood Community Scholarship Fund. So at the end of this program, we will be able to present a check to that scholarship fund, and you can know that 10% of what you're investing in the future is going towards the future education of Westwood kids. I think that's great. That is a very tangible way that you can know that your investment is helping future Westwood students. So what's in it for the kids, and how are we going to get kids there? This is part of the reason why, there's a cost associated with this. Obviously, there's logistical costs associated with organizing this. There are costs associated with promoting this. There are significant costs associated with building a website and maintaining that website. There are costs associated with building the signage that will be around the school on that night. You don't have to worry about any of that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to oversee and execute and handle all of the logistics related to the promotion, the marketing, the planning, the execution. That's going to be done by Westwood Living. So it takes an army, though. If I did this by myself, you're talking about a $20,000 project when all's said and done. But if we approach this as an army and everybody chips away at that figure, now we are all collectively creating a very powerful program. So what's in it for the students? They get to attend the in-person Lessons from Leaders sessions. They have access to the Lessons from Leaders online directory. They're going to take home a copy of that Lessons from Leaders print directory. And then we're not dumb. We know we need to entice the kids somehow, some way to be there. So we're going to give away some significant raffle prizes. And these significant raffle prizes obviously come at a price as well. So I asked my daughter, who's going to be a senior at Westwood High this year, hey, what would really be something that entices kids to come? She immediately said, you should get a JBL Bluetooth speaker. You should get Apple AirPods, Apple AirPods Max headphones. I'm like, okay, don't necessarily know what that is, but sounds good. So we're going to get some really killer raffle prizes, and the only way these kids will be eligible to receive these killer raffle prizes is if they show up to these events, register online, and let us know that they're there. Only people who are there on that night will be eligible to win these prizes. We're also going to have gift cards from local businesses. And if you're a local business person who'd like to provide us with some gift cards, that'd be great. I want as many people involved in this as possible. There are different levels of sponsorship that you can choose. You can be a partner for $300, and that $300 is going to get you a table at one of these events and inclusion in the online directory. You're going to be mentioned in Westwood Living in the November issue. I'm going to thank you along the way. I'm going to invite you to do a podcast with me where we can talk about your specific career path, and it just raises your profile a little bit while understanding that you're supporting these future leaders. So that's the gist. I invite you to go to lfleaders.com and please join this initiative, because it really is a team initiative, and it is something that all of us who are experts in what we do can do to help out this future generation of leaders. If you have any questions for me, feel free to call me. My cell phone is 201-913-1888, and I'm always accessible. Happy to take your phone call, and we will take it from there. But that's the overview. Lessons from Leaders coming to Westwood starting this October, but the deadline to sign up is September 1st. So get that information in ASAP so we can start planning appropriately to make some really memorable evenings for these Westwood High School kids. That's all I got. That's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening to the Westwood Living Podcast. Be good.